Okay, welcome to the Trails Committee meeting, calling to order at 7:44. Let me know that you're here. We'll do a roll call. Tom McCoolier,
Here.
Satyendra Sharma,
Yeah.
Will Warren,
Here.
Kat McKee here. Okay, sorry we started late today because we had technical difficulties. So that's the story. Do we have anybody in the audience? No. So we did, they probably left. I just have to grab the agenda. I apologize for the delay. Nope, that's not it. Thank you. Okay, great. So we're not going to have minutes today. I didn't have time to review them and get them out. So apologies for that. We'll skip that agenda item. Next up is Peninsula Trail Phase 1 Mass Trails Grant. So we don't have any updates on this. We have to work on signage. We're going to be doing that shortly. So I'm going to skip forward. The paving will get done in early spring, as we talked about last time. So next up is Peninsula Trail Phase 2. I connected with Dave Lapointe from Beals and Thomas to get an update on where they are. So they have reached out to MWA to confirm the height of the bridge is going to work for them based on their flow and the flow that comes out that they control. And so, and related to the 100-year flood, and making sure that the bridge is the design that they have and the specs that they've come up with are going to work. So MWA, one guy said, well, you might want to do some calculations to do this, that, and the other, because in 2010 there was some flooding and this is what happened. Then another person from MWA said, I think everything is fine in that way. So he's going to reach out back to MWA with both of those people copied and just say, okay, based on this information that we received from the last communication, it sounds like as long as the bridge is above and in this way, because otherwise what was tricky is that if we were to plan or be able to have to plan for the worst case scenario, it'd be a 400-foot long bridge, which we're not doing. And so he's going to get written confirmation from MWRA and to confirm that that what we've proposed is fine and to have them agree to it. So once we get that in writing, then it will be fairly smooth sailing to the bid process. So I talked to him about that timeline a little bit, and we will be giving Melanie and Mark and Travis Farley from Recreation Director a heads up that this is coming. But the bid should be coming out. I would think by late February, we should be in good place to start that process. So I'm going to share our current bid package so he has a sense. So what we've contracted with Beals through is to, they will develop the bid. They will put the bid package together, working in conjunction with the town to make sure all the town specs are in there. They have a number of TNCs that they add, if you remember from our last year's bid package. And then the town will need to post through the central registrar. And so Travis, the recreation director, will help us do that. Melanie and Mark are in charge of that process. And so then we'll open the bid up for a period of time, and Beals will also attend a pre-bid meeting with any contractors that have questions, and will help field some questions. And then that will conclude their work with us. Once we get a successful bidder, then that will be on us to choose which one we want. Any questions on that?
Nope.
So pretty, I did ask him, I was like, this, in your opinion, based on your experience with these types of projects, does it seem like an attractive project? Because we did have 26 companies last year pull the bid package, and he said he thought it was an attractive project and that we would most likely be successful at finding someone. So that's positive. We can just leave it on a positive high note. Okay. Volunteer recruitment. So let's see, with phase 2. So I guess we should talk a little bit about, we have a couple of outstanding, we have some housekeeping to do when referring to the NOIs, the work order conditions. I have got to get them filed with the Registry of Deed. deeds office, and it's $100, I think, to do that each, or I think it is each. So I'm going to reach out to Laura Davis she works with Melissa Danza, the conservation agent, and she can help us get those processed. But we also have the natural surface trail, so I'm not going to recommend that we start doing that in the winter. But, maybe in March, when the weather starts getting, less snowy and maybe a little bit warmer, we could start looking at building out the natural surface trail ourselves. We have, I met with the Appalachian Mountain Club. They had volunteered to come out to help us assess the trail. So we have some flags up so there's some smaller diameter trees that need to come out to make the path that we're proposing. So that's some work that we could do as a committee. And now that we have some trail building tools and some skills among us, I think that's something we can get started in March if everyone's open to doing that.
Yep.
Okay, great. Volunteer recruitment, not yet. Haven't done anything with that yet, but it's still on the list, so we'll get that out there. Full transparency, reaching out, I'm just going to check in with you guys. How this is a public meeting, but you can, feel comfortable saying what you need to, but I just want to check in the temperature of everybody. How are you doing on the committee? Are you still interested in serving on the committee? Is your interest changing or moving away from the committee? Just doing a quick check.
I'll start off. I just feel bad that I haven't been able to. I've been having so much work conflict with this new job. I do feel bad. So yes, I still want to be, but like I said, I do apologize for the amount of time I've been missing lately.
No, we appreciate that, Tom, and we understand. As long as you still love us and you want to stay with us, we'll accept you.
Definitely. So yeah, that's like I said, I just feel bad.
Yeah. If there's anything we can do as far as thinking about rearranging our schedule a little bit later or earlier, or, I don't know, just let us know if any changes might help you a little bit.
I mean, tell you the truth, not really, because I have to go to like upstate New York a lot now.
Oh, wow.
Like I'm going to Buffalo in a couple of weeks.
Are you driving?
No, we're going to fly this time, but most of the time we do drive.
Okay.
So that's what stinks. I mean, that's what stinks.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let us know if there's anything we can do to help.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. How about you, Sati and Will? How are you feeling about the committee?
Just fine.
Just fine.
Yep.
You're a lifer? Are you a lifer, Sati?
What's that?
Are you a lifer?
Yes.
Great. Okay. Well, I'm just, opening that up. If anything changes, let me know. I have been really very grateful for serving with you all. Would like to continue and just checking in and making sure everyone's good and that we feel like we're still a strong team and moving forward. And hopefully this will be the year, right? This is the big year. I hope.
Yes. Has there been any interest for the open spot?
Yeah, we had. So this is something that we might have glossed over, but we had someone reach out a couple months ago that said they were interested in some trails work. It wasn't clear by the inquiry whether they were interested in joining the committee or just helping us like on a volunteer day. So that is on me to reach out and inquire. So I have that email. I will do so in the next couple of weeks before our next meeting and check in to see if they're interested. And then I think if we determine that is more of a spot request, like, oh, I would like to attend some events but not all, then we can start posting for other volunteers. But I do believe the volunteer open seats, the Southborough, what is it, my Southborough has publicized that a couple times in the last few, so our name and committee is on that list of open vacancies as well. So the word's been slowly trickling out that there's an open spot. Speaking of really none of that, but something we talked about last meeting, the annual report. So I did get the annual report in, well, we have to just give kudos to Melanie for being very flexible and persistent. So that report was submitted. I will share it with you. Basically just focused on a couple of things that we did this year, which was the yoga series, the focus on the engineering services for the bridge and boardwalk, and the purchases of benches and some materials that will help with trail enhancements. So a little lighter this year than in other years, but I think it's fine. Basically, that we focused on what we focused on. I don't know if anyone has any thoughts on how last year went.
No, sometimes you do when you do a lot of planning.
You got to do
Doesn't
some.
show us as activities.
Yeah, I agree, and I think we did do a lot last year, as far as internally, like getting a lot of things in line, and especially at the last quarter, getting our money tied up and spent and stuff. So that's that. So closing out outstanding projects. So we just received a budget document. Let me see if I can pull this up and if we can talk about it, because it has to do with closing out outstanding projects. And what was her name? It's Deborah. That's it.
I have a quick money question. I have never gotten the $50.
Oh, you didn't get reimbursed?
Well,
From
I
the
was supposed to go somewhere to pick it up. If I have to go, who should I contact just to follow up on it? It's probably my fault.
Travis. I thought that you said you got it.
No, I got notification that there was a check ready for me, but I did not.
Oh,
I did not. But you know, I assume that I can pick it up.
Well,
It's
definitely they would mail this. Why did they mail it to you?
I don't know. But I'll check my records and I'll call them. This is Travis's the new
Yeah, the new
recreation.
recreation director, Travis.
Okay,
Farley.
I'll contact him.
Do you have his email? Do you need me to?
I can get it. I can get it from the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So no, that was not. I don't know what that was not what I thought she sent me. So anyway, the bottom line is during our next meeting we should have a budget discussion and see what other, if we have a little bit of low hanging fruit in any of our, like a choke fund grant, and go ahead and close that out. So that's that piece. And then also we have, I guess we could also, before we do our trails work, we should probably have a work party, because we have some things to put together. It's not about the benches, but we have like a gorilla cart that we need to put together so that we can use that to help us move the benches. So we should probably have kind of a staged approach to, and it would be nice, like, so if we think about the spring events, right, we have Earth Day coming up in April. And so if we want to like make sure maybe our benches are kind of like ready for spring, and we consider where we're going to put them and kind of go ahead and think about a plan to execute. And it might be that we divide and conquer, like a couple people can go do a bench or two here or there. But yeah, so we should, during our next meeting, come up with kind of a game plan of how we want to do that. It'd be nice if we could kind of roll it into an event of some sort of like, oh, the benches are installed and you can go visit them here, or, you know, however we want to do that. But it will be nice to go ahead and get the gorilla cart set up. I think that's in my garage right now. And a few other things. I think we could use some organization of the shed. I think one of the things we didn't do, but we still can do, is purchase our organizers, you know, so that we can hang up our tools that need to be hung up, and probably frost over the windows with some the privacy film, just so people can't, you know, I spy and think that there's something in there they might want to take out. So we can kind of do that in the spring, but earlier spring. And speaking of the shed. So our Home Depot order is getting finalized, and this is for all the boardwalk wood. And the guy at Home Depot, Mike, who has been really helpful organizing all of that and trying to keep it straight, and he's trying to package it so that the boards that are cut to the same length are organized in the same way. So that order will be coming forward soon. And I had worked out with DPW. They were kind enough, if it doesn't fit in our shed, then they'll have a place outside near the shed in that little, I think it's going to be in that little fenced in area that's next to the shed. So we might need to purchase a couple of tarps if that's the case. And unless they come wrapped in plastic, then we probably still want to tarp them. So the committee will need to spend some money to buy a couple tarps, but it won't be that significant.
Actually, I'll donate. I have a tarp that I don't use anymore. I'll give you a tarp.
You do? Oh, wonderful. Actually, shoot, I might have one too. I have the largest tarp I've ever seen in my life. I don't even know. I think I got it from Building 19 years.
Building 19. Geez, now
Building 19 is gone.
You're right. Is that dating myself or what?
Yes.
But this thing is as big as my house almost. It says something about my house, but that's fine. It's a huge tent, a huge tarp that I was like, oh, I'll need this one day. I think we used it for camping once, but that's a good point, Tom. I could probably donate that too. So we might not need to purchase.
Well, I'll be happy to get out of my house, out of my garage.
Yeah, I think my tarp might be as big as the shed. It could probably cover the shed. So yeah, thank you. So we'll coordinate with you on that. Yeah. So any questions on that little piece, and then we'll have to figure out when we're going to do boardwalk. I think what we should do is probably reach out to the Boy Scouts and say, hey, after we come up with our plan of where we want to put some boardwalks, some are going to require like stewardship working when we work with the town forest, so that will involve them. But we could reach out and say, hey, if you want a community service day, we could give you some lumber. You could put it together for us for some of our projects. That might be a good way to incorporate some volunteer help on that. Okay. DCR work plan, Tom.
I got it. When I get home, I can forward you something.
Oh, good. Thank you. Yeah, we can take that up next time. It would be nice just to go ahead and get that, off and to DCR so that we can close the loop on that. And that reminds me, I think somebody had volunteered last time. Oh yeah. Did anyone do any work? This goes back to the Mass Trails grant piece where we're going to do the signage. Did anyone reach out or do any research on the finding folks who can do maps, trail maps?
I volunteered for that. I've done just a little bit of work, but I haven't found anybody yet.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, if we can maybe do, circle back next time and see if there's anything we can do there. Okay, great. And then next up is business related to maintenance and trail butters websites and policies. So I think once the work plan, once you send that over, Tom, I think we can use that as our catalyst to have a conversation about trail maintenance this year and how we want to address it. Last year got a little bit behind, so I want to be a little more proactive this year. I think we did years before have a good system in the spring, summer, and fall. Like instead of taking a whole weekend day, we can spend a couple hours since the days are longer after work, and do a couple of work parties like that. And so I think let's use the work plan as our map and see where we need to focus our energy. And yeah, and then the website, I'm still putting that off a little bit because I think we can kind of do something with that a little bit later when we get more of this project underway. At least get the bid out, and then we can focus our attention on improving the site and making it more user friendly and things like that. Any other topics on any other business? Anyone has any questions or thoughts? No. Okay.
No, sorry.
That's okay.
I'm
Okay.
just sitting in my car at a rest area on the Pike west of
Oh, nice.
Westboro. So
Oh wow. Okay.
um,
Are you cold yet, or is your car on?
car on.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm sorry about the delay. And one day I'll fix the problem. I still don't know what, the IT department didn't have a sense of why I was having this error message with Zoom, not being able to use the local app. So I will keep trying. For next meeting, I think we can shoot for the towards the end of February. Does that anyone going to be away the week of the 24th?
Hang on.
So I'd be looking at maybe the 27th.
That actually works for me because Buffalo is on the 11th, 12th, 13th, and then I got to go down to Orlando the first week of March. So that's good for me.
Okay. How about Sati and Will?
I don't want to be selfish though.
No,
As long as it's starting at 7:30, that'd
Yeah.
be fine.
Okay. And you, Sati?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Great. Wonderful. And that will mean, so by then we should have a really solid, a really solid update from Beals. We should be ready to go to bid, close to going to bid, and have a schedule. Yeah. And I will try to make some progress on the signage and the connection that we're trying to make with the individual that has information about the Native American history in the area, so that we can start including some of that in our signage, which we will commit to continuing to do no matter what. Yeah. So, all right, if there's nothing else, can someone make a motion? We'll take the minutes up at the next meeting. Can someone make a motion to adjourn at 8:05 p.m.?
I move that we adjourn at 8:05 p.m.
Okay, great. Someone want a second?
I will second it.
Thank you. And let's do roll call. Tom McCoolier,
Yes. Aye. Yay.
Will Warren,
Aye.
Satyendra Sharma,
I
Kat McKee. Aye. Great. Thank you all. And we will see you at the end of February. Have a good month.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
thank you.